Hi Dollar Divas, welcome to Behind the Vanity. I'm Jessica. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing the Dollar Tree makeup items that I tend to reach for the most out of the other Dollar Tree stuff in my collection. Now, I recently did a video very similar to this where I kind of share drugstore makeup that I've been reaching for a lot lately. I will have that link down below if you're interested in that. And for that video, I only had 12 products. This video, I didn't really limit myself, to be quite honest, because I do have so much Dollar Tree makeup and there are a lot of things that I do find that I reach for, and there are also some things that I reach for some very specific purposes. So there are quite a few products in this video. So first of all, if you are new, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me, and I do hope that you will stick around and become one of my Dollar Divas and hit that subscribe button, because I do a lot of Dollar Tree oriented makeup and haul content if that is your type of thing. So definitely make sure you're subscribed. And to all my returning Dollar Divas, thank you so much for returning. I know I had mentioned a couple weeks ago when that video went up that I would be filming this one as well, so I'm very excited to be finally getting around to it. And without any further chit chat, let's just go ahead and get into today's video. So I'm going to try to separate this into categories the best I can. So I'm going to start with lashes, and you know I love some dramatic lashes. The ones that we're in today are actually pretty natural and they're half falling off as well. But I wanted them to be a little bit more natural because this is kind of a more glowy makeup look. But the two sets of lashes that I tend to reach for the most from the Dollar Tree, of course, are Ionis. This is a brand new pair, but this is a style that I pick up often. It's the extra long, wispy, full, dramatic. And I do reach for this particular style a lot. But a new pair that I have been absolutely loving, and in some ways I like them more than the Ionis, and in some ways I don't like them as much as the Ionis. They are definitely the top two for me from the Dollar Tree, and I've tried a few from the Dollar Tree. And it's these LA Colors Dramatilash False Lashes in Dashing. Of course, I have my pair here that are well loved and a brand new set, so you can see a little bit more what they look like, because these are gotten pretty sad. So yes, so you can just see how beautiful and full and kind of wispy these are. They're dramatic, but they're just absolutely gorgeous. So these are the lashes that I have been tending to reach for the most lately. And then for mascara, I've got this Wet n Wild Mega Wear mascara, and I don't really wear just mascara by itself very often. I usually just put it on for underneath my lashes, so I tend to reach for this a lot. And kind of the glue that I'm using lately is the Ioni Everlasting Lash Glue. I also have it with the pink container. So yeah, this is just a staple for me, and I'm always reaching for it. So now we're in kind of the skin category: powders, foundations, concealer, all that good stuff. So I've got foundation from LA Colors. I've got some tinted moisturizer from Flower Beauty that I've found. I've got New Color. I got Sassy Chic. I've got Wet n Wild. So I'm just pulling out the ones that I do tend to reach for the most. So I love this Wet n Wild coverall that I found at the Dollar Tree. Just a beautiful, beautiful foundation. And then two other products that I really, really like are the Sassy Plus Chic BB Cream and foundation. And I can wear either light or medium. And I actually just compared these to the New Color brand, which has started showing up at the Dollar Tree because the packaging is so similar. So I will have that link down below as well, so you can see. I kind of compared them to see if and how they are different. So, but I love my Sassy Chic BB Cream and foundation. And I feel if you can't find like the Wet n Wild, these here are your next best bet. I've never been really crazy about the LA Colors foundation that you can find at the Dollar Tree. It's just been a personal preference for me. So I have two powders and two concealers. And I've got a few powders from the Dollar Tree. I've had a couple different LA Colors ones. I've got one from Hard Candy. And so I've had a few, but these are the two out of the ones that I have that I do tend to grab the most. And one is another Wet n Wild coverall product. It's the pressed powder. And then the other one is this LA Colors one here, the one with the clear cap. I do like my powders to be on the light side, so I usually always get the lightest shade I can find. And yeah, out of all the powders that I've used from the Dollar Tree, these are definitely the ones that I do still tend to reach for the most, other than when I'm testing a new powder or something like that. These are my favorite. Now for concealers. Concealer, if you've been on this channel for a while, concealer's been one of those things that I haven't really been impressed with at the Dollar Tree. I don't tend to like the e.l.f. or the LA Colors ones that I find there. But out of everything that I have, and I've got just a couple different ones, these two here are the ones I reach for when I need a concealer from the Dollar Tree. And I was lucky enough to find this Milani Retouch and Erase Light Lifting Concealer. This is much better than I anticipated it would be. I wish the color was a little lighter, like I wish there was a lighter shade than this when I found it, but this shade here is not that bad at all. And then surprisingly, this LA Colors Conceal and Correct in Yellow is something that I reach for because it really does do a good job at covering my dark circles, cleaning up my brows, all that good stuff. So these are the two I tend to reach for the most. And I did forget when I said I would, this Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Color Corrector. This is the one for dark circles. I find that I'm liking this as well. And I've got a few of these. I got the different colors. I've got the contour. I've got the highlight. I got the foundation. Foundation's great. I just don't tend to reach for it. I guess it's because of the packaging, but I do enjoy it when I use it. But I find that out of all of those, I tend to reach for this one the most for around my eyes. So this is kind of sneaking into the rotation more often than not now. Now we've got like contour, highlight, blush, bronzer, all that good stuff. So first for contour, this is old. This was in my very first YouTube video. So of course I have reached for this more. I have a NARS contour kit as well as an LA Colors contour kit. And this one here, of course, I've used up the light shade and I'm working on the dark shade. I have reached for this more than any other contour kit that I own or have owned in the last couple years. So there's that. So once this is gone, I'm gonna really start digging into this. Now I did find this at the Dollar Tree about a month or so ago, and I've only used it a couple of times just because I'm trying to get through that one right there. But this is wonderful. This is in the shade Caramel Toffee, and I've actually purchased a couple of these in the past, not from the Dollar Tree, but at like CVS, Walgreens. I love this. So this, I just know when that is gone, this is gonna be the one that I reach for. So for contour, these are my go-tos. Now for bronzer, because it's kind of summertime right now, I can get away with wearing like a darker bronzer. And I've also been really kind of liking like a more shimmery bronzer as well as blush. It's just been kind of something that I've been doing lately. And a lot of times what I'll do is I'll pair a matte bronzer with a shimmery bronzer. So right now, because I'm a little bit tan, I can get away with using this bronzer. It's the Beauty Benefits Glow with the Flow. This is in deep tan, so it's really, really, really dark. But like I said, I can kind of get away with it right now if I use a light hand. So I've been reaching for that a lot lately. As well as this Hard Candy Fox in a Box in Party Girl. And it's a little bit shimmery, but it does have a color payoff. It smells amazing. It smells like Cocoa Pebbles. And at first, I didn't think I would reach for this because it's shimmery, but it's really beautiful, not offensive. So I've been pairing these together a lot lately. Now for blush, one of my favorites, it's the Color Mates in Sunkissed Tan. That is one of my all-time favorite blushes from the Dollar Tree. But in lieu of that, I have been using these ones right here. So I picked this up and again, did not think it was gonna be wearable, but it is if you use a light hand, a very light hand. But I have been digging into this a lot lately. It doesn't look like it because the pan, you know, like I said, I go very, very light, but it's this Wet n Wild Color Icon Baked Blush in Dare to Soar. And it is just absolutely stunning. So I've been really, really enjoying this. And what I'll do a lot of times is I'll pair something that's bright like this with something that's a little bit more muted, something that's a little bit more maybe rich in something closer to your skin tone, and then I'll add a little bit of a pop, and it kind of gives like a multi-dimensional effect that I like. But this color here is just gorgeous. It's the LA Colors blush in Spice, and look at what a beautiful shade this is. Definitely a nice natural blush, just absolutely gorgeous. Then this here too, I've used this a lot since I purchased it. It's the Wet n Wild Color Icon in Pearlescent Pink, and this of course has been around for years. And it just popped up at the Dollar Tree sometime this year, and it's gorgeous. So I do tend to reach for this a lot as well. And then for highlighter, I have acquired a lot of highlighters from the Dollar Tree recently by Wet n Wild, by Hard Candy, all different kinds. But of course, lately I am reaching for this one because I'm trying to use it up, but it's also been one of my all-time favorites. It makes a great under the brow bone highlight. It's great for the inner corners, and it's a beautiful highlighter. And as you can see, I have been reaching for it a lot. It's the LA Colors in Shine Bright. So yeah, this has definitely been my go-to for quite some time. And of course I missed one. I think every category I'm gonna miss something. But I've also really been reaching for this, and I was very, very surprised when I bought it. I kind of thought it would just end up sitting in my collection, not getting used, but I've actually used it quite a bit. I don't usually use a lot of cream products, but I've enjoyed this. It's the LA Colors Blush Stick. This is in Flushed. And I figured out that you want to take a brush. My eyelashes are falling off, you guys. I'm so sorry. So sorry. I just guess I didn't like, these are new eyelashes too. I always have a hard time when I put on new lashes. Okay, I think I get the lashes under control. Let's hope. Yeah, so I've been really, really enjoying this. I like to just take a brush and kind of dab it and then put it on, and it's just a beautiful, flushed, natural glow. So this was great. So now, now I'm open up to the idea of more cream products. So I've been reaching for this more often than I would think too. So now I get some eyeshadows and eyebrow and liner kind of stuff. So first, of course, if you've been on this channel for any length of time, this has not changed. It's the LA Colors Brow Pencil, and this is actually a brand new one that I just opened. I've got my old one still, but it's like little tiny, and I just decided to grab this one. So yeah, this is like one of my favorite, probably my favorite eyebrow product, and it's from the Dollar Tree. It's $1. They have all different colors. This is medium. I think my other one is like dark medium or dark brown or something like that. But yeah, these are wonderful. I love them. And it's not a new staple for me. And then this I had, and I'd given it to my mom, and I didn't see them for a really long time. And last time I saw them, I picked up 2. It's the LA Colors Eye Marker, and they get different colors, but this is in black. And really, a decent liquid liner. It's definitely better than like the brush ones, which are usually what you find at the Dollar Tree. It's like the only eye marker I have found really at the Dollar Tree. So when I'm there, I like to pick them up. My favorite is the Wet n Wild Breakup Proof, but for the Dollar Tree, this is the liquid liner that I tend to pull from my collection the most. I've got the LA Colors regular liquid, and then I've got I think the matte version, but because this is a pen, it's the one I grab the most. And then this has become my favorite black eyeliner from the Dollar Tree as well, and it's the LA Colors Auto Liner, and for a long time I didn't like this, and now I do. So yeah, this is what I tend to reach for. You don't have to sharpen it. It's retractable. It's $1. What more could you want? And then this here, when I bought these, I bought 2, but I tend to reach for this one the most. It's the Wet n Wild Mega Last Liquid Catsuit. This is in Golden Luxe. It's just been a really pretty inner corner highlight. And I've got some other liquid eyeshadows like from LA Colors, but I find they're not really light enough to use on the inner corner. So I have really, really enjoyed this. It's like a Stila Glitter and Glow or Shimmer and Glow. And I love the shade. So I've been reaching for this a lot lately. Then eyeshadow I've been reaching for a lot lately is this. I bought 3 of these when I purchased them, but it's just this LA Colors eyeshadow palette, and there's 3 different color stories. I have all of them, but this one here is the one I tend to go for the most. It's the Caramel Chocolate. Just a beautiful neutral palette, very reminiscent of like the Natasha Denona Glam palette. So as you can see, it's well loved already. So I do tend to reach for this a lot in my Dollar Tree eyeshadow collection. And then some other palettes I reach for a lot, whether I'm duping or whether I just need a look, are these LA Colors 6-pan eyeshadow palettes. And out of all the color stories, these are the 3 that I tend to use the most. This is Lucky, Hot, and Playful. And they're just really nice. They've got nice little color stories. They're a little repetitive sometimes, but they've always got like a nice light color. They've got like a nice rich color. And and I've even got like a really colorful one for like a pop of color. But like this one right here, you can just get a beautiful neutral eye with this. I mean, it's just really a really good little palette. They're shimmery, but not too shimmery. So yeah, I do tend to reach for these pretty often when I use Dollar Tree eyeshadow. And then the last eyeshadow product is, I actually got this a couple years ago. It's one of these Wet n Wild singles, and it's in Panther. And this is what it looks like. It's just little and convenient and cute. And when I need a black matte shadow, this is what I use. A little goes a long way, and it is just so pigmented. These little containers are so like practical. I love it. So lately, these are what I'm reaching for with my Dollar Tree eyeshadow. And last but not least, I just did like a favorites and fails video, and in there I described a lip look that I've been wearing. So I'm gonna pop a couple pictures up here because these products I do not have here with me, but I've been using these two products as well as a Wet n Wild brown eyeliner to create this look right here. It's kind of an ombre coral gold lip, and so those three products have been used to achieve this, and I have been just absolutely loving this look lately. So those three lip products right there from the Dollar Tree I have been using a ton of. Of course that brown pencil is an eyeliner, but I've been using it to line my lips. So yeah, so that is, I wanted to start out with that because that's just been a go-to of mine lately. And then I can also get the same effect. Sometimes I'll just use the brown lip pencil and then I'll use the orange lipstick and not put anything on it, and this is a shade you can achieve that with as well. This is the Wet n Wild lipstick in 24 karat gold, so it's very much like an orange coral shade, and you can actually see I've got some remnants of my brown lip pencil there, and have just been loving an orange ombre lip lately, whether it's got gold on it or not. Then I've got these Beauty Benefits lip products. One is the So Lit Liquid Lip Shine Gloss. Doesn't have a shade, these don't have shade names on them for some reason. Then this is the Beauty Benefits Lasting Flush Liquid Lip Color Matte. They're just really beautiful lip shades. And yeah, so I've been really liking these lately and find that they're just very easy to reach for. I also still tend to reach for these a lot. They're the LA Colors Velvet Lip Mousses. One is in Whipped, one is in Rhapsody, so you have kind of a bright red and kind of a berry. And so I tend to reach for these still very often. And I've had these for a while, but I've still been gravitating towards them even now. And I have another shade, it's more of like a mauve, and I just don't reach for that shade very often, but those two there I do. And then pretty much any of these, so I've got a couple shades of these kind of like natural shades like this, pinks, berries, but the gold that I've been topping that orange lip with is actually one of these as well. So, and I've seen green, I think I have blue, I don't know what I'm gonna use that for. I didn't think I'd be able to use the gold either because I just thought, who's gonna use gold? But I found a way to use it as like a lip topper, and maybe the blue I can do that with too. I've even seen like a green, which looks really pretty, it just doesn't look practical, but yeah, I love these and I do reach for these a lot. And then last but not least, I've got the Wet n Wild Perfect Pear Ombre Lip Wand. This is in Pretty Pocket Pear, and it's like a step 1, step 2 type of a thing. So step 1 is like actually goes onto the lip more brown. And then you've got really this beautiful red shade. You can see I've used it. And so yeah, I really do enjoy this a lot. I'm very picky about my reds, so I do find that I do reach for this pretty often. So I do hope that you enjoyed this video and seeing what makeup from the Dollar Tree I have been reaching for the most lately. Like I said, these types of videos are ever changing because we change what we kind of gravitate towards sometimes, so I'm sure I can do this again in the future. So if you enjoyed this video, show me you did by hitting that like button. Also, I will have my entire Dollar Tree makeup and haul playlist linked down below so you can binge watch more Dollar Tree oriented content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.